What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. And what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about probably what I think is the best all-around fall fishing bait. Most people, when they hear this, they probably already know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much a staple for fall fishing. It's what a lot of people love for fall fishing, and it's just a great bait pretty much all year long, really. But you know, for fall fishing, it really excels, and we're about to talk about what it is and why it really excels. Alright, so we are officially into fall. It is October 1st here when I'm filming this, and you know that fish are starting to work up shallow a little bit again where we are, and they're going to start feeding before they go deep again for the winter and stay super deep. With that said, they're feeding, and that is the biggest thing you need to look for when you're out fishing. They're feeding. Imitate those bait fish, kind of like what you do in springtime. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be they're ready to eat whatever comes by, but specifically they're targeting the balls of bait or schools of bait fish, whatever you want to call them. So around where we are, a lot of the time the schools of bait, or the schools of bait fish, the schools of just any type of shad, anything like that, they are shad. And in a lot of our lakes, that's what they are. They're schooling up on the little shad, and stuff like that. So, with that being said, the bait that I believe is the best all-around fall-time bait is the spinnerbait. Now, this is a war eagle. I believe this is like the river rat war eagle. It is a smaller bodied spinnerbait, and that's what I really like about war eagle, is that they make smaller spinnerbaits compared to the others. I believe it is 3/8 ounce. 3/8 or ½ ounce, so it's a little bit heavier for the actual size that it is. But it is a great spinnerbait, perfect size, works great, and just my favorite all-around spinnerbait. Something that also makes this bait better than most other spinnerbaits is the color. It is like a bronze or copper color, whatever you want to call it. I'd say that's a bronze or copper. I'm probably going to think of the actual name of what this exact color is called later on in the video, but I forget what it's called. But anyways, it's like a copper or bronze, and it also has a white and chartreuse skirt with a white and chartreuse trailer. As you guys also see, it's got a red blade on it too. So it's got one Colorado and one willow leaf blade. And I really like throwing those in the fall, especially having some type of Colorado blade on it. I think the Colorado blades really work well in the fall. And that they also, this exact color of like the bronze or copper, whatever it is, that it works well in the fall too. I think that color works better because the water temps are getting lower again, and as they're coming back up, there's just something about that bronze color. I'm not exactly sure what the exact reason is behind it, why that color works best, but there's just something about this compared to the normal silver that works. Overall, with this, the white and chartreuse, I like white and chartreuse skirts and trailers because to me it looks a little bit natural. It looks a lot more natural with the chartreuse on it also, that it is very visible in dirty water. And it's really just my all-around spinnerbait colors, white and chartreuse. I really don't throw much other than white and chartreuse unless I'm throwing like an exact bait color, like a black, white, silver, something like that. So yeah, that's the exact spinnerbait I throw. I actually throw this on this is fluorocarbon. I throw this on fluorocarbon. This is, I believe it's 17-pound fluorocarbon, 15 or 17 pound. Typically, I'm throwing bigger spinnerbaits, like ½ ounce to 3/4 ounce, because I tend to find that those 3/8 ounce ones, they tend to rise up as you're reeling them in. So I throw ½ ounce. Even if I'm fishing super shallow, I'll throw like ½ ounce. So, like I said, that's a Dobyns Fury 703C. The 3 power just means it's medium heavy from Dobyns, but Dobyns tends to be rated a little bit heavier than what they actually are. So this is more like a medium. So really, I would just use any medium heavy rod. If I was using Dobyns, I'd probably be using a 704, but this works for what I use it for, and I just didn't want to have to buy a new rod for it yet. And since this works, why change it? On this, I've got a Shimano Corrado 70. And I already just talked about the line, so let's get into where I throw the spinnerbaits. So, where I throw spinnerbaits. What I was just talking about with the fish moving shallow this time of year indicates really where you want to be throwing them. If you're fishing up shallow, you're going to be wanting to fish either some type of structure. If you got a bunch of rocks on the bottom, throw it up around the rocks and reel it through. If you got a rock wall, like I said, just same thing. Just throw it parallel to it and reel it across the parallel wall. My favorite place to throw it, though, is if you find a school of bait fish, somewhere around bait fish, somewhere up shallow around brush, like in a cove. If you go up to a cove and you see a ball of bait fish right outside, what was that? Right outside, sorry, someone was just falling from a tree. But right outside a brush pile in a cove, you'll see like a ball of bait fish. Just start throwing all around that brush that bait fish is around. That's really what I do this time of year, is I'll really just go look for bait balls. I'll go hit each one of my spots. If there's no bait ball, I'll fish it for a few minutes and then I'll take off to my next spot and go until I go to all my spots and find a bait ball. Because that's really what you want to do this time of year, is just find the bait and you will find the fish. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not as easy as what it sounds like. It kind of just depends on the lake you're fishing, and that's where you're fishing, like the area that you're fishing at. So that's really where I throw spinnerbaits most of the time, is I'll throw it up in brush. It comes out of trees and brush really easily, so you can cast it all the way up in heavy brush and you can still reel it out and it comes out fine. Now with the rocks, just reel it through. And there is one other place I throw spinnerbaits like this in the fall. If you find on a lake outside of a cove some type of ledge, drop off point, something like that, pick up a heavier spinnerbait, something about 3/4 ounce, probably 3/4 ounce to an ounce, throw it out, let it sink super deep into the water, like all the way down to the body, and just slow roll it up that point, ledge, drop off, whatever you want to call it. Because since those fish are still moving up, there still be some on those ledges, drop-offs, points, whatever they are. But this really especially works on lakes with smallmouth on it, because smallmouth like that cool water, so they'll come up, and they also like rocks. So if you find that rocky ledge, point, whatever it is, you'll find the smallmouth on it too. So yeah, there's what my spinnerbait rod, reel, combo is, line is, everything. My favorite spinnerbaits I throw, and everything that I do when I'm thinking about spinnerbait fishing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this a little bit. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit of information from this video on fall fishing, and maybe you guys inspired some of you guys to go out and throw a spinnerbait around. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.